What's up, Nitro Nation? Muggy Maniac is here at the little brat spot with the OG Mugen MBX5 Prospect race buggy. So we got the old flavor with a little new flavor. That's right, baby. Nothing smells, feels, sounds like 8-scale nitro. Italian style, baby. Well, we got her in the race outfit, semi kind of, the body. Yeah, it's my beater body. These are Proline revolvers. They're brand new. I never ran them with Proline. I forgot which rims these are. Yeah, we're gonna, the grass is really thick here, man. And you're gonna see this thing bogs down a little bit with its setup because we got the Reds R5R Racer .21, little badass, little Italian pony that's been sworn in by the other paisanos in my family, in the Italian Muggy motor family, and she wants to get busy. Gotta earn her keep, people. But I think she and the Mugen are gonna get along very well. So let's brap her a little bit. Let's see what she's got. I'm not gonna run too much grass because they haven't cut the grass here, and I ran it a little bit already. I think we're about up to that. We're only about 146, so it's not even warm yet. Oh yeah. See how thick the grass is? Let's do some ripping here. Yeah, this 16 pinion is better on like not heavy, like thick area. See how thick the grass is? Look at this shit. They haven't mowed this shit in a while. Look at that. Especially with a 16 pinion on here. See, the thing I like about these quality Italian motors, not much tuning involved, man. You just fire them up, get them warmed up, and let them rip. So let's let her let's get sideways over here, do some drifting in the baseball field. Who said the Mugen's not tough? I wish I had somebody filming for me that could follow this thing. This thing, look at that. This thing just did like fucking some gymnastics. Did like 10 somersaults right now. Oh yeah. You know, the monkey maniacs, people like to talk shit. Oh, you only run in grass. Oh, that shit, if that ran on a track, you'd be breaking shit. Trust me, man. Like I told you guys before, this little beast right here has ran into a wall dead on at about 40 plus, and it didn't do shit. So I don't know what people are talking about unless you ran pillow balls and you've crashed them. And you've raced these Mugens, buggy or truggy, and you have pillow balls break on you, then you can talk shit. But if you haven't, just like shut the fuck up already. You know the Monkey Maniac rules. I talk from experience, you know, not from my ass or the side of my neck like most people. Oh yeah. Now that's a crash, people. You want to see a muggy crash? Here you go. Oh yeah. All right, let's assess the damage if we did any. Hey, check this out. Fuel filter. There's a fuel filter. What else? Anything else? Yeah, we tweaked the shock tower. These things are. It's the only thing I don't like about the Mugen shock towers. They're plastic. FYI, the Techno ones, these shock towers right here, they're aluminum. Maybe the one on my MBX7 is aluminum, but the plastic ones, yeah, they're not a big deal. It's pretty tough. They bend. I've bent it before. But I know the body, this piece in the front right here, was coming off. So, hold on a minute. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There you go, people. You want to see the muggy? Oh, I'm not doing this to prove anybody wrong. I'm just trying to make a point that, I'm not out here to try to break my shit. If you want to jump your shit off roofs, whatever, then, to each his own. Whatever works for you. That doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, this thing just did about a few somersaults. I need to make sure that since my fuel filter just flew off, that's when, when you people, I hear of people, they run in the sand. Oh, I flipped my vehicle upside down in the sand, the filter came off and I got sand in it. Man, you're an idiot. Why the fuck would you run it in the sand? For entertainment purposes? I'm not here to fucking show people, let me see if my fucking $1,000 vehicle, let me see if I can break it. I'm not all about that. I'm about running my shit, getting it tuned, seeing it perform, and having fun. What fun is it when you break your shit? It's not fun. Okay, so if that's fun for you, then have at it. Break your shit. Tank held up pretty good. Nothing there. I think we need to put some more fuel. But yeah, man, she just went flying. And as she flew, I don't know if you've seen her get air when it landed, it did like 4 or 5 somersaults, and that's when the air filter went flying off. Other than that, I think Well, yeah, maybe a little bit. See, these are pretty tough plastic. I can see it's bent a little bit. No big deal. Now, what you guys want to do, I've had this happen before. If you bend plastic like this, back in the days when I used to ride BMX, and those of you familiar with BMXing, there was rims called tuff wheels. They were made out of nylon. And whenever they would get bent, and you know, because you couldn't true them because they had no spokes, they were like a mag wheel made out of nylon. You would put them in a giant, like a, you know, those meat freezers that you have and people have in their garages sometimes. You put them in those overnight, and what happens is the cold, when it freezes, it straightens up the plastic. So I've done it before. If you get like your wing like this, if it's made out of nylon or whatever, you clean it up really good, obviously, then you put it like in a Ziploc, throw it in the freezer for 24 hours overnight. That shit, when it freezes, it'll straighten back up. Been there, done that. It's a little tip for you guys, because I'm sure plenty of people have had their plastic bend. But yeah, I mean, it's funny because this is 70-75 aluminum in the middle, these pieces, thank God. But the actual tower itself, I think my Techno, it's aluminum. The whole assembly is aluminum. And they make them, Entity, Exotech, a few companies, aftermarket companies. King Heads, I think, makes them. They're a little bit pricey, but they're worth it. Some vehicles, that protects the head of your motor. You don't want, and I'm anal, and I know Mr. Zai is too, you don't want to damage this beautiful Italian head here. You know, that's no bueno. So, you know, let's go give her some more fuel, and let's go do her some more brapping. Let me see the body. Look at that piece right there in the front. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is my original body, so glad I didn't have my Kratos body on here. I'd have been pissed. You know, that's what we have bash bodies for. You know, our recreational bodies for, so you don't destroy your nice, how should I say, shelf bitch bodies. The ones when you shelf clean it for, you know, just when it's not brapping. But anyway, let's, I'm sorry for my camera work. But other than that, there ain't shit breaking on this thing, man. I've not broke pillow balls. I haven't bent any, you know, this Mugen, and it's 10 years old too, or over 10 years old. This thing's tough, man. And, you know, if that shuts the people up out there, oh, Muggy, you only run in grass and go back and forth in circles. Well, there you go. I just fucking blasted this thing. There's like a lip. I think I mentioned in another video over there in the baseball diamond. That one's pretty thick right there. When you catch that lip, you got to really pin the throttle so it evens it out. I didn't catch it that time, and it obviously did a little somersault action. No worries. We're good. It's all good. Let's just fire this baby back up, and we're good to go. What's our temperature? We're still not even probably around, not even close to 200. Yeah, we're only 102. This thing's just chilling. Man, I got grass lodged in the front here. Man, these pillow balls, I've never had. Like I'm telling you, man, I've ran this thing flying when I had a switch go out, got away from me and ran into a, see this ivy here? It was not this part, but see this ivy behind it is a solid brick wall. This shit ran right into a brick wall like this, and I think only thing I did is my top, my C hut, my the hinge pin carriers, my A block, there's A, B, C, and D. My A block, this part, this is aluminum, and it bent it. So I replaced that. This is actually a brand new one. This is a while back. I didn't break an arm. I did break an arm, but another time something different happened to it. But I have never, ever broke these pillow balls. I'm more worried about busting an arm than I am a pillow ball. And these pillow balls, the cool thing about them is you can adjust them. You don't want to, if you have pillow balls associated, same thing, you don't want to have too much slop in them, because that will cause them to like wear a lot faster. I don't have them too tight, but I have them with just kind of, you know, like a little tick in there, just a tiny. So it's nice and free, so the suspension, the arms move up and down freely. You don't want no binding, but not too much to where it'll wear. They make titanium pillow balls. They're a little pricey, but I'm thinking about them just because they'll last forever. If I put titanium pillow balls in here, and I've thought about if I can find, I know they don't make them, but I would like to, to reinforce these pillow balls so they would, there's no question that anything would happen to them if these, not the pillow balls, but the carriers here, the uprights that hold the pillow balls, if these are made out of titanium. Or at least aluminum. That'd be badass. Because the rear on the Mugens, the rear hubs that carry the hubs, the rear uprights in the back, those are made out of aluminum. So there's no problem there. Just these front ones aren't, I mean, everything, the hub inside of it's all aluminum, but man, this thing, I wish I could have got that on film. You should have seen this thing. It just end over end just flipped like 5 or 6 times. That's when the body went flying off. Pipe's still intact. Filter came on. I mean, the pipe didn't fly off. The filter went flying off. Tank's kind of loose. Might want to tighten the tank down a little bit. We don't want my tank coming loose. Then that would be no bueno. Okay. There we go. All right, people. Let's, let me see if you guys can see me there a little bit. Okay. We're gonna have to warm this thing back up. But yeah, with that 16 pinion on here, man, it's good for like flat surfaces, speed runs, but for like bottom end, I'm gonna throw a 14. I just wanted to see what it would do. 14 I think would be a lot better because this pipe, it's a mid to top end pipe, so this Red's pipe's gonna give it plenty of top end. Man, this bitch is getting dirty. All right, people, we're gonna be doing some OCD Muggy Maniac deep cleaning action here in the next couple days. I'm not gonna be running anything this weekend because I'm going out to Mom's. My mom's out in Corona. She has a pool. It's gonna be hot, so I'm gonna go swimming. And I'm gonna be busy Sunday. So that's why I'm running today. By the way, shout out to Mr. Lights Out. The dude just scored on a Reds W. Or is it a W? It's a R. I think it's a Reds R7. It's their 7-port .21 with a red head on it. Thing's sick. He said it only has a couple quarts through it. I don't know how he got it. It was broken in through the Adam Drake motor bath method, and I told him, don't, personally, if you got whatever fuel you got is what you got, but personally I will not run any, because like I said, I've experienced it already. I will not run or break in any of my Italian motors with other than using Virons. Period. End of story. End of discussion. You people do what the heck you want. Like I always say, to each his own. Whatever works for you. I don't want to change fuel. I don't like running different fuels. I'm not that guy. Like there's guys out there that have, and I've used all the fuels. And I used to be a fuel whore, I call them. They're always whoring around using different, granted you can only get what you can get. But there's no excuse. Byron's, you can get it online all over the place, man. Get it by the case, get it by the quart, get it by whatever. I just ordered me some more of it. It's only $14 and some change for a quart. I understand some people pay $10, but why would you spend $200 on an Italian motor and put OK fuel? BP is not the best fuel, okay? I don't care what anybody says. It's for racing, yes. If you're racing, go for it. BP fuel is race proven. But as far as for recreational, bashing, whatever you want to call it, and especially Italian motors, I've never seen Mr. Za run anything in his motors, Italian whatever, and he only runs Italian, okay? His Novarossi, his LRPs, any of his motors, Picos, I've never seen him run anything but Byron's. And ever since I've tried all the other fuels, I've had other issues and certain things. Byron's is the best fuel, in my opinion, my experience, for the last 4 years, the last 90,000 plus hours of brapping, wrenching, watching videos, all the stuff that I explained in the last video. Byron's is it, man. Never had an issue. I've taken motors apart, never had any rust buildup, never had a tuning issue, nothing. So, like I said, do what you want, run the fuel, whatever you want. Me personally, if I'm going to spend that kind of money on a motor, I'm not putting anything through it but Byron's, which to me is the best. It's 50% Castrol, 50% synthetic, period. Okay, that's why it's the only shit I use. You know, use what you want. I told Mr. Lights Out, don't do any. He asked me, you know, what should I do? What's my first thing I should do on this motor? I said, don't do nothing until you get Byron's fuel. Because he was running some other bullshit fuel that somebody told him was really good. You know, again, just blowing smoke up his ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm telling you from experience, you know, if you know somebody else that runs as many, man, this thing's bent pretty good. now that I'm looking at it, my wing looks pretty tweaked, people. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can straighten this sucker out. It's pretty. We got pretty tweaked here. This thing got pretty jammed up. Woo! This thing's bent. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put this in the freezer and. I don't think there's anything wrong with my shock tower. You know, it's this wing. This wing is just, the wing mount is just, man, it's bent really good. So, that's okay. We're going to have to straighten that out later. But it's good enough for now. Okay. Anyway, you know, that's my take. Do what the heck you want. You know, run whatever fuel, whatever works for you. You know, I know, like I said, people can only get what they can get. But, like I said, it's online, so there's no excuses to me. You can get Byron's, you know. I would save, if I had any other fuel, I would save it for whatever other motors you've been running it in and use it for that. It's not like you're not going to use it. But, personally, if I had a brand new, any Italian motor, like I said, these Italians do not like certain fuels. I've tried them all. Torco, Nitrotane, O'Donnell's, VP. You know, the only thing I haven't tried is the Bones Brew, but, you know, I mean, that's, from what I see, people use that mostly for racing. I'm not racing, so that doesn't concern me. You know, I'm doing some recreational ripping around, bending of wings type of stuff. Alright, people, let's get this baby fired up now that she's cold. Son of a... Fires right up, just like a watch. Oops, she is really, really, really cold. All right, let's fire up again. All right, she is chilly. Well, that wing's tweaked pretty good. Oh well, I ain't worried about it. Why don't we just finish this wing off? I've got more. Boy, that wing, you know, it's not the wing, it's the mount. That wing mount's pretty bent. I bent this baby good. There she goes, right on her lid again. We're just beating the Mugen up. This 16 pinion is way too much for this type of terrain. You can hear it when it gets wide open and it's flat, not too thick, the grass or too much in the dirt. You can see where it'll get up there. It's top end, but it doesn't have a lot of bottom end in this type of terrain. On the street, concrete, it's a little bit different. And obviously your clutch and your pipe and your pinion, all that plays an effect of what kind of terrain you're running in. So, I mean, the motor with the MM mod, man, this thing wants to scream, but I need to, I'm going to change the pinion back. I'm going to actually keep the clutch. I love this clutch, this Red's clutch, but I'm going to change the pinion probably to a 13 or a 14. 14 I think will be okay. Maybe a 13. We'll see next time. But she is filthy as shit. We definitely beat the hell out of her. I beat the hell out of her this time. Not intentionally, but just to prove my point. This thing is durable. I'm surprised I didn't bend any arms or snap anything, it did some crazy somersaults and landed on its lid. But this is one durable SOB, so I love my buggy. I'm still looking for my next one, but for now, oops, she's loaded up too much. For now, she's fine. I am going to change the chassis, like I told you guys in the past. When I bought this thing on eBay, the guy, how people cut the chassis or grind it out so they can fit their whatever piece of shit bump box. So it has scars, I should say, on its chassis, and you know how the Muggy is. I'm anal about shit like that. So I think I could find a replacement, brand new one of these chassis, 70-75 aluminum for this MBX5, about 50-60 bucks. I had an opportunity to get one a long time ago. Again, on a bid, somebody snatched it from out under me, and I was kind of pissed. The shocks, I love these shocks. I've never had an issue with them. They're fine. They're pretty smooth. These are pretty smooth shocks for how old they are. I just take care of them. You know, these shocks are, I think it's probably time to really do a deep clean on her. Take her apart. You know, but this Reds is a really good motor. I really like it. It's got a lot of power. I did a light mod to it, like I told you guys. I opened up the ports of the exhaust port a lot. I opened up the ports on the crank. I don't need a crank fill. I can't. Well, on the Reds, they come already with a ramped crank fill. The Reds come with a stock crank fill on them. That's the good thing about them. Some of them come with ceramic bearings. I guess I could put ceramic bearings on it if I wanted to. But, you know, this is just a motor that I think it's mildly modded. I can keep it. If I want to race it, I can race it. And then the other Reds, the one that I have, which is next level above this one, that one there, the one that's modded by Rick at RB Mods, that's going to be for my next either Techno, KO show. I might get another Mugen. I might get an MBX7, which is, you know, will match my Truggy. But I don't know. I'm in no hurry, man. I've got decent next level, I think, whips. This one is an old school whip. But I love running buggies. If you can learn, people ask me all the time, you know, well, buggies are hard to run, they're squirrely. I'll put it to you this way, and I'll close with this and end this video. Buggies are like the equivalent of 5th scale Bajas. They're squirrely, they're harder to control, they're not as stable because they're shorter wheelbase. They're a little, you know, they're not as long and as stable as a Truggy. But if you can learn and get good at driving, that's why I give you know, by all means, respect to pro racers racing these things, because they're screaming and flying, trying to control this little thing. Compared to when you watch the Truggy races, they're not all over the place, because those things are just a lot more stable because it's a longer vehicle. So if you can get good at driving the buggies, that's why the buggy class is a lot more competitive, to where you'll see guys like Ryan Mayfield on Truggies. Not that they're not competitive, but you'll see guys just walk away from other guys. Mayfield does it all the time. When he gets out on the lead, it's pretty much over. You know, he's trying to, like, check out, as they say in racing. But anyway, if you can get good at driving these buggies, and you know, because they're so unstable and so they're like a little freaking squirrel, man. These things are all over the place. When I drive this, like, if I do get some time this weekend and upload another video for you guys, it will be the Techno. We're going to run the Techno with the modified Pico, because I need to get that Pico more fuel through it. But man, when I get out and rock the buggy, and then I drive my Truggy, man, it's day and night, man. The Truggy's like so much easier to drive. It's so much more stable. You're not, you know, not that I'm struggling with this, but it, you know, you're kind of just chilling. This thing is work, man, because you got to really, that's why it's good to have a quality platform like a Mugen, you know, even the Losi 4.0s, you know, a Techno buggy, a high-end buggy, a good quality buggy with a good motor in it, because, man, these things, you know, I mean, they're all over the place. So this motor, I like it. It's a great motor. You know, the pipe and everything. The thing that I noticed, like I said again, running it out here, is that 16 pinion is way too much for this type of terrain. I mean, the only time I can really open it up is when I'm running down this straightaway. You guys seen me flying. But when I'm running over here, even in that field where it's all loose, the baseball field, and this grass is, they haven't cut it so it's thick, man, you can hear this thing, you know, bog down in certain areas just because the gearing's so high on it. You know, so I mean, it was different when I ran it on the street. It seemed, you know, so for speed runs, 16, yeah, it's good. But for this type of shit, man, 13 or 14, that's it. So anyway, that's all I got, people. That wing is pretty bent. It's tweaked. But other than that, we're good. Look at that. Here you go. The Mugen, look at that. The Mugen just got an ass whooping. Hey, but she's still rapping. I'm still going to run her even after I'm done with this video, man. I got some more fuel to run through this baby. So anyway, that's all I got, people. That's my take on this whole setup. I'm definitely going to drop the pinion down to a 14. 16 is too much for this type of stuff. 16 is just for speed runs. That's about it. But that's it. So you guys have a good one. Muggy Maniac will catch you later on this weekend in the Nitro Cave, or another running video. Again, congratulations on lights out, getting that reds. That's what I'm talking about, people. Step up your game. Okay, when I say step up your game, that means get a quality platform. Get a next level motor. I don't care if it's stock. Get it quality, man. Don't be messing with these Chinamans. Unless you're getting a high-end OS and a speed motor, but it's still a .21. That's .21s. Like, what's that old saying? Silly rabbit? .21s are for kids. Silly rabbit tricks are for kids. Silly rabbit? .21s are for kids. If you're going to race, that's good. Bashing, even this thing's okay, I'm having fun with it, but compared to my modified reds, not even close. My modified reds would spank this thing's ass all day long. So, I don't know. I might take this thing that still doesn't have a lot, doesn't even have a gallon through it. I still might send this in and get it modded. I might not keep it stock, I don't know. I'll make that decision when the time comes, but for right now, it's good. I got well over my $125 worth with this whole setup. So that's about it. And, we're going to straighten up that freaking wing later on this evening after I get home and clean the hell out of this thing. But anyway, that's all I got. Enough for my babbling. Also, shout out to Woogie, man. Getting that Brap cave. I mentioned, hey, maybe I should do a contest. Whoever's got the best cave setup, the best nitro cave setup. But that wouldn't be fair because Woogie, hands down, your nitro barn's pretty fresh. So you just need, like you said, you need some sick ass next level whips in there and motors, and you're dialed. But you'll get there. Be patient. Good luck on that techno. Hopefully you get it. Like I said, if you don't, no worries. There's other ones out there, and there will be other ones. First things first, you need to break in that Nova 28.8 and take your time on that too. So anyway, that's all I got, people. Peace. Muggy Maniacs out. So there you go, people. For all you haters that say the Muggy just runs in grass all the time, there you go. Here, I did some flips. I even bent my wing. How's that? Do I need to break some more shit for you to show you that I do actually run my shit? I do run it hard. Just, a lot of times, depending where I'm running, there's really not, nothing, out of the ordinary to run on. This stuff is a lot of loose gravel in here. So there's a track, like I said, they're building, and man, I want to get my whips to the track soon. And not really to race, but just to, just to test them, see what they do on the track. I need to get in a place like LA Bash, man. Mr. Zod, that guy's like set up. And, guys that live around that track, man, I'd be at that track every single day that I could. So that's all I got, people. Muggy Maniacs out. Peace.